Ladies and gentlemen and programmers, we're going to do part 5. We're going to create a sprite sheet for the bad guy using Piskel. All right, so before we get started, though, you need to know that we're going to create a level builder later on, way later on, and everything needs to be based on a standard size. Otherwise, our level builder is not going to work. So let me show you an example of a project that uses a level builder. All right, so this project uses a level builder, and if you notice, there's a very standard size for the blocks. All the platforms are the same size, and then all of the characters are the same width as the platforms so that they fit. And then if you take a look over here at the level builder, this is part of it. This is not the full code, but if you look at the level builder, you can see that they created their map using letters. Well, what does a P stand for? A P is a platform. A B is a block. A K is a key, and a C is the main character. Okay, so anyway, we're going to do something like that. If you want to look at the code for that, it goes hand in hand. We just looked at level 01, but the code for the level builder is right here. There's more code that you're going to need. At any rate, so that's the code you're going to need for it, but we're going to do that later. Okay, so enough about that. But you need a standard width for your block so that we can use the level build later. All right, so now that you understand that, let's keep going. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is create a platform class, an abstract class. So let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, so here you go. So you have platform with an S. That is an abstract class. It's a subclass of actor. So make sure you make a new subclass. Make sure anytime you create a class, starts with a capital letter, capital letter, capital letter, capital letter. Okay. Once you have your abstract class, you're never going to put a platform in the world, but you are going to put this platform number 1. I named my platform number 1 brick because it's made out of brick. So you're going to make a new subclass. You're going to give it whatever name you want, and this is going to be one of the platforms. So I'm going to show you what I have so far. All right, so I have this platform, and eventually we're going to keep stacking them to create the platform. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth, and that's again where the level builder later on is going to come in. All right, so what you have to decide is what your standard width is going to be. So what I'm going to do is, I want to make this a little bit wider to see if I want a bigger standard width. This particular one is 32 pixels wide by 32 tall. So that's what we're going to do is we're going to go to Piskel, and no, we can't because we have to download it. All right, hold on one second. I got to show you how to download this thing. Okay, so what you're going to do is go into Canvas or however you can. You're going to get into the Platform Jumper 1 folder, and inside there you're going to find this piskel.zip. So we're not going to use the one online. We're going to use this one so we're all consistent. So what you're going to do is going to go ahead and download this thing. Click. I've already done it. And then you're going to go into your Downloads folder. So we're going to find the Downloads folder. Okay, so there it is. You're going to right-click, go to 7-zip, and you're going to extract it here because it was zipped to make it smaller. And then you're going to hit the refresh button or whatever it is, and then you find the actual folder, and you're going to drag that into your Intro to Programming folder. Click and drag. Okay, boom. All right, so if you look, mine's already in there. If I go Intro to there it is. So you double-click, and then you find the executable. That's what you double-click on that, and you're going to open up Piskel. All right, so now that I have this open, I'm going to create a new project here, and I'm going to make it full frame so we can see it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do right now is I'm going to import, and I'm going to import a PNG, and I'm going to import it from my, mine happens to be in my images folder. So I'm going to go to my brick platform. I'm going to open that, and this particular thing I'm going to resize to 48 by 48 because I kind of think that might be a better size. So I'm going to go ahead and import it. I'm going to click OK, and there it is. It's already bigger. So now I'm going to export it back. Okay, and I'm going to export it as a PNG, so it's not going to be a sprite sheet. It's not going to be animated. It's just going to be an individual picture. And I'm going to go ahead and download that, and I'm going to go to Intro to Programming, to my jumper, into my images folder, and I'm going to call it Platform Brick 3, and I'm going to hit Save. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my project. Okay, so here's my project, and I'm going to reset this image. So I'm going to set the image, and I'm going to choose the Brick 3. that we just resized, and then I'm going to throw that into the world, and I'm going to compare. Well, which one do I like better, the 32 by 32 or the 48 by 48? And I'm going to choose the original one. I like the 32 one. Okay, so I'm going to set this back to the original one. Okay, so we're going to find just a regular old brick and click OK, and that's going to be the size. All right, so let's take a look at one thing real quick. We want to look at the scoring guide. Okay, so here is the scoring guide for this section, and you can see that, number one, you have to create the abstract class for platforms, and you have to create your platform 1, which I named brick platform. You can name it whatever you want. Okay, so choose the standard width for your actors and platforms, and what is it? So for me, I'd write down right here 32 by 32. So you grab this, put your name on it, and answer that question real quick while we're here. And so the next step is going to be to create our bad guy character. Okay, so if you haven't done so, make sure that you have your enemy or your enemy's abstract class, and then you have your first enemy. Okay, and we're going to make his image, and we're going to make that in Piskel. So I'll just be honest with you. I think this is from Plants vs. Zombies, but I'm going to continue on as if I'm making this from scratch, showing you how to do it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back into Piskel. Okay, and we're going to create a new project. And this project is going to be our bad guy. And so we're going to resize the area. And so the width is going to be 32, but the height is going to be taller because he's taller than he is wide. I'm going to estimate it's going to be 66, and I'm going to resize it. All right, so I'm not going to teach you how to use Piskel. It's pretty easy to use. Here's all the tools. I'm going to let you play around with it and figure it out. So I am going to hit pause. I'm going to open up the project I have and pretend like I drew it myself. Hold on one second. Okay, so here is the drawing. I'm going to continue. I'm going to make his eyes darker and to make him more googly. Okay, and so here's what you have to do is this particular thing, this is a Piskel project. We're going to keep adding frames, and we're going to eventually animate this guy. But one of the things you need to do is you need to save this project. We're going to click Save. We're going to go into Jumper. You could probably Images is the best place to do it, and we're going to call that. I'm going to call this one Zombie 1. You can whatever your name is, and we're going to save it as a Piskel file. And what that is going to do is going to save all this information that we have. Okay. So the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to start doing the animation piece. So what you would do is you'd probably duplicate this frame, okay? And once you duplicate the frame, then you're going to start making your individual changes. So what are you going to do in order to make him step, right? So you're going to create like 3 or 4 frames, and each one's going to be slightly different in order to animate. So I'm going to show you the final project. Okay, so here is my finished sprite. So you can see I have the different drawings, and I can scroll through and edit whichever ones I wanted. You can see the animation here. We'll slow it down to make it more zombie-ish. He's got his cool little zombie hat on. Okay, and so again, what you're going to do is when you save this, you're going to save it as a Piskel, right? You're going to save it as a Piskel file, and then what you're going to do is whichever one of these things you want to use for your image, so we'll click on the first one. Okay, so we're going to go to the first one. This is going to be the image I'm going to use for now. We're ready to animate, but we don't know how to, so we're not going to animate yet. So we have all this stuff saved. So what we're going to do is we're going to export this as an image. Okay, so we're going to go to PNG, and we want to. Okay, so on this particular one, it's downloading it as a sprite sheet, and that's not what we want for right now. So we're going to switch over here to Other, and we want to export the selected frame, which is this one, as a PNG. So we're going to download that. I'm going to call it Zombie 1. Actually, I already have it in there, so I don't have to. But we're going to save it as Zombie 1. Click And then once we come over to our project, now we can set that as the first one, set image, and we're going to use that first zombie that we have, and we're going to click OK. So when we're ready to animate, we're going to end up using those other ones, but that's it for now. Let's take a look at the scoring guide to make sure we're done. Okay, so we have created our platforms and our platform 1 classes. In the green foot, we choose the standard width, mine is 32. Create an image for the platform and make it the standard width and height. Okay, draw the bad guy using Piskel, which you did. We used the standard width, which was 32. The height was variable a little bit. And then we saved the first frame as a PNG, and we finished the sprite sheet, and we saved it as a Piskel file. So we're all done. All right, that's it.